The internet has helped solve murders before, but very few cases have ever consumed the internet like the disappearance of Gabby Petito. At first, it looked like another tragic missing person case. A young woman disappears during a cross-country road trip with her fiancé. No witnesses, no body, no answers. But then people noticed something disturbing. While Gabby was missing, her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, was already back home in Florida, alone, driving Gabby's van. And somehow, nobody in his family was talking. Not to police, not to Gabby's parents, not to anyone. That silence became the beginning of one of the internet's biggest obsessions. Years later, many people still believe the full truth was never revealed.
Surrounding the Gabby Petito case, she is the 22-year-old woman who was last seen on a road trip with her boyfriend, who is also now missing.
On September 11th, 2021, police arrived at the Laundrie family home in Northport, Florida. Parked in the driveway was Gabby's white Ford Transit van, the same van the couple had used to travel across America, documenting their van life journey online. But Gabby wasn't there. Only Brian was. When investigators asked Brian's parents if they could speak to him, they refused and handed officers the number of their attorney. That immediately raised questions. Because Gabby was missing, Brian was the last person known to be with her, and his family was already acting like they were preparing for a criminal investigation. But what made it even stranger was what happened before police ever showed up. Gabby's mother, Nicole Schmidt, had been desperately trying to contact Brian and his parents for days. No replies, no explanations, nothing. Then suddenly she realized Brian's mother had blocked her number entirely. Imagine your daughter vanishes and the people she was living with cut off all communication instead of helping you find her. That moment changed everything. Now this wasn't just a missing person case anymore. It felt personal, suspicious, almost calculated. As panic grew, Gabby's parents turned to social media. They posted missing flyers online, shared photos, and begged the public for help. Within hours, the internet exploded. True crime communities, Facebook groups, TikTok investigators, and Reddit forums all wanted answers, especially after learning one horrifying detail. Brian had already returned home 10 days earlier without Gabby. People immediately started asking the same question. If your fiancé disappeared, why wouldn't you help find her? Why stay silent? Why hire a lawyer? Why refuse to cooperate? And perhaps most chilling of all, why did his parents seem more interested in protecting Brian than helping locate Gabby? That question would haunt this entire case. Then investigators uncovered the couple's final timeline, and things became even darker. Gabby and Brian had been traveling across national parks documenting their trip online. To the outside world, they looked happy, young, adventurous, and in love. But behind the Instagram photos, their relationship was reportedly collapsing. Witnesses later described arguments, tension, emotional breakdowns, and disturbing behavior nobody fully understood at the time. Then came the text message. On August 30th, Nicole received a strange message from Gabby's phone. "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." To most people it sounded normal, but Nicole immediately sensed something was wrong because Gabby never called her grandfather Stan. She always said Grandpa. That single word terrified her because mothers notice things other people don't. Deep down, she no longer believed Gabby was the one sending those messages. Around the same time, Reddit users began building entire timelines of the case. Every Instagram post, every witness statement, every gas station stop, every phone ping. People analyzed everything. And then they discovered the police body cam footage recorded on August 12th in Moab, Utah, just weeks before Gabby vanished. The video showed officers pulling over the couple after a witness reported seeing a man hitting a woman outside their van. But when police separated the two, something about the interaction disturbed viewers immediately. Gabby was crying, hyperventilating, and shaking uncontrollably. Meanwhile, Brian appeared calm, relaxed, even charming at times. The internet instantly divided. Some believed Gabby was the aggressor because she admitted hitting Brian. Others believed something far more sinister was happening because abuse victims often protect their abusers. Many viewers noticed Gabby constantly blaming herself, apologizing and minimizing everything while Brian calmly controlled the conversation. Then Reddit users noticed another detail. The original 911 caller had reportedly described seeing a man hitting a woman. So how did the situation somehow get reversed? Why did police conclude Gabby was primarily responsible? And why did officers seem unusually sympathetic toward Brian? Those questions spread across the internet like wildfire. People replayed the footage frame by frame, studying body language, facial expressions, tone shifts, and tiny reactions. The case stopped being just an investigation. It became an internet-wide obsession. Then things got worse. On September 17th, Brian Laundrie disappeared too. Gone, vanished. According to his parents, he went hiking in a massive Florida nature reserve and never came back. The internet didn't buy it, not even for a second. People immediately suspected Brian had escaped, or that someone helped him disappear. And once again, all eyes turned toward his parents because somehow, the only person who could explain what happened to Gabby had now vanished too. And that's when the internet truly lost its mind. As police searched for both Gabby and Brian, the internet began conducting its own investigation. Thousands of people flooded Reddit threads daily, analyzing maps, comparing timelines, tracking witness statements, and searching for any clue that investigators might have missed. It sounds insane, but somehow, the internet actually started finding real information. One woman reported seeing Brian hitchhiking alone near Grand Teton National Park. Another witness described a disturbing argument between Gabby and Brian inside a Wyoming restaurant, where employees remembered Gabby crying and apologizing, while Brian aggressively lashed out at staff members. Then came the breakthrough that changed the entire case. A traveling YouTube couple unknowingly captured footage of Gabby's white van parked near Spread Creek Campground. The clip was only seconds long, but it gave investigators a location, and within days, authorities discovered human remains nearby. Soon after, the FBI confirmed the body belonged to Gabby Petito. Cause of death, homicide. The internet had feared this outcome from the beginning, but hearing it confirmed still shocked millions watching the case unfold in real time. Now, only one question remained. Where was Brian Laundrie? A federal warrant was issued. Search teams flooded Florida swampland. Boats, drones, dogs, divers, nothing. Weeks passed with no sign of him anywhere. Naturally, internet theories spiraled out of control. Some believed Brian escaped the country, others believed his parents secretly helped him hide. Some thought something even darker happened, that Brian's parents knew far more than they admitted from the very beginning. Those suspicions intensified after investigators discovered a disturbing letter written by Brian's mother. The letter included phrases about helping him if he ever needed to dispose of a body. And at the top were 3 chilling words: burn after reading. The internet exploded again. People questioned whether Brian's mother had prior knowledge of Gabby's death, or whether the letter was simply a horribly timed joke. To this day, people still debate it. Then finally, after weeks of searching flooded wilderness, investigators found Brian's skeletal remains inside the Carlton Reserve. Near the body was a notebook. Inside that notebook, Brian confessed, at least officially. According to his version of events, Gabby suffered injuries during an accident near a creek crossing. He claimed she was in unbearable pain and that he ended her life as an act of mercy. But almost nobody believed him. Reddit users immediately pointed out massive inconsistencies. Gabby's autopsy did not match Brian's explanation. Timeline evidence contradicted parts of his story. Phone records showed suspicious behavior after Gabby likely died. Investigators even discovered Brian had apparently sent messages between both phones himself, possibly trying to create a fake alibi. To many people online, the confession felt less like truth and more like damage control from a dead man who knew nobody could challenge him anymore. Then came another disturbing mystery. Brian's death was ruled self-inflicted, but according to reports, Brian was right-handed, while evidence suggested the fatal gunshot entered from the left side. Even former FBI agents publicly admitted the detail was strange. Again, the internet went wild. Was it suicide? Was it staged? Did someone else pull the trigger? Nobody could prove anything, and that uncertainty became fuel for endless online theories. But underneath all the conspiracies, all the Reddit threads, and all the internet obsession, there was still a real victim. Gabby Petito, a 22-year-old woman whose final weeks became public entertainment for millions of strangers online. And in many ways, that's what made this case different. The internet didn't just watch this story unfold, it participated in it. sometimes helpfully, sometimes destructively, but undeniably, the internet changed this case forever. Public pressure helped investigators locate Gabby. Online users uncovered critical footage. Witnesses came forward because of social media exposure. But at the same time, misinformation spread everywhere. False sightings, wild accusations, conspiracy theories, people chasing clout instead of truth. It showed both the power and danger of internet investigations. Maybe that's the real reason this case still fascinates people today. Because it wasn't just about murder. It was about obsession, about perception, about how millions of strangers tried to solve a tragedy together in real time. And years later, many still believe the full truth died with Brian Laundrie.